I lived in Vietnam for 1 year, Ho Chi Minh and Da Nang City. Everyone told me it was cheap and beautiful, and here's what actually happened: the good, the bad, and the things nobody told you about. My friend told me to check out Vietnam. He said it was cheap, beautiful, tons of nature. I have already lived in Colombia, Dominican Republic, Spain, France, Thailand, and the Philippines at this point. So I wanted something different. So I flew into Ho Chi Minh City with no real plan whatsoever. I just had my suitcase, my laptop. I just hoped that trading crypto in Vietnam would be extremely convenient as well. So I wanted something a little bit different. So let's see if Vietnam could actually deliver. The first thing that actually hit me was the roads. There was like thousands of bikes driving all over the place, and you have to cross the road and they don't even stop for you. I almost got hit by a bike several times. And the food stands there when I arrived, you could eat literally for like $1 if you wanted to. Like every stand cost like $1 for food, for the local Vietnamese food. And the smell of pho and grilled meat and the meatballs, honestly, it was not like anything that I've ever smelt before. But what really stood out to me was at night, the city like lit up, the skyscrapers all lit up in LED lights, and yeah, it was so beautiful. And when I was living in South America, it wasn't like that. It was like the skyscrapers were lit up, but they weren't like bright LEDs. And in like parts of Asia, like there's like full images which are shown on the LED lights. It's crazy. Ho Chi Minh sort of felt like a city from the future. This is the first time I spent real time in Asia, so it felt really unique. But we didn't get settled here for too long, because then we flew to Da Nang. My mate said, "Oh, let's go check Da Nang out because Ho Chi Minh's too busy, the pollution's bad, etc., etc." A week later, we flew to Da Nang, and that's where my experience was even better. Da Nang felt immediately better, smaller, calmer, but we still had everything that we needed, if not more. The food quality was even better in Da Nang. We found a hotel that included breakfast, and guess how much we paid? $260 a month, included, like with breakfast included. And the bed was insanely comfortable, so comfortable. I honestly miss that bed. I don't think I've even slept in a bed like that since. Like I'm talking high quality hotel that which we would find in the UK for $260 a month. I think it was about $320 actually, now thinking about it. Yeah, $320 a month. There was a bit of a culture shock. Not many people spoke English. Like the elders, they wouldn't even attempt to say anything because they knew that they can't speak English. So they would just expect you to pull translator out and go blah 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 blah, because they honestly don't speak English at all. The youngsters, some do, but it still wouldn't say it's the best. And when I was in Da Nang, we didn't know when we went to Da Nang, and it was in rainy season. So when we got there, we had like 1 week of sunshine, and then it rained for 3 weeks without stopping, every single day without stopping. And we had like them plastic liners over us and driving on our bikes, getting absolutely soaked every single day. So that was, if you're thinking about going, try and avoid the wet season, because it's a nightmare, and it can rain, and it can rain a lot. So a typical day in Da Nang, I'd wake up, do a little bit of meditation. I would check the crypto charts, then pop downstairs to the coffee shop literally outside the hotel. I would chill, have a coffee. The coffee in Vietnam is strong though, so yeah, you need to be careful, because if you're caffeine sensitive like me, it will blow you away. But the thing is, the coffee is so tasty. I don't know what they're doing to their coffee over there, but it's incredibly tasty. Like, you don't even need sugar. Then I'd head to like the local co-working space, do a little bit of work. I never had any problems with the Wi-Fi whatsoever. Literally every place has Wi-Fi. Even the person who sells banh mi's, which is like the local bread, like a sandwich, I suppose, but like the Vietnamese style. Even they had Wi-Fi. Normally, most days we'd normally take a hike in the mountains called Son Cha. We'd take a drive up there. We'd normally park our bikes at the bottom. We'd walk up, look at all the monkeys, look at all the butterflies and the nature. They had snakes up there as well. And the butterflies were insane. Like they were like multicolored, jet black, huge, like the size of two hands, massive. After a nice decent hike up and down, it took us a couple hours. Then we would, a couple hours, no. It normally would take us about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We would then get back on our bikes, go grab some pho, $3.80, $3.50, have a little walk on the beach while the sun's setting, say hello to a few friends, because Da Nang's a pretty tight-knit community, especially among the expats. So everyone knows each other, so you used to say hello to like 10 different people walking down to the beach. You do get a good community feel in Da Nang. And then for dinner, sometimes we mix it up. Sometimes we get like bancel, or we will get Western food, or sometimes I even cook. You know, if I'm getting Western food, like an average meal spend would be between $3 to $5, depending on what you're getting. You know, because you can go to, back in the UK, it's like 15 quid easily. After dinner, we normally play some pool, and then we had this coffee shop we used to go to where it's like they had like a mini river, like a pool that they dug out, and there was like koi carp, and we used to have tea there. Used to get good chamomile tea, like actual chamomile tea, not in the bag. And then we used to sit there, talk rubbish with each other for an hour or so, and then we used to jump on our bikes and then go back home. We normally got around on our motorbikes. Like it was like $160 a month for a motorbike rental, but just make sure you don't get ripped off and compare prices among different people. And it's like $3 to $4 for a tank, full tank. What made my experience in Da Nang so much better is the people that I met there. There's a real sense of community, and although it's a cheap place, it can attract some people that you might not like. It also attracts some really good-hearted people, and I met many good friends in Da Nang, very close friends. From like Russians, Australians, Americans. So that's what really made it for me. My time in Da Nang was meeting my friends and meeting friends who are still who I've built really close connections with, better connections than I would back at home. Also, what I loved was taking day trips out on our bikes. Like we drive to Hue, and that took us like 2.5 hours, and the drive was beautiful. You can take the mountain pass and go over the mountains. Honestly, it's stunning. Like the mountains, the mountain range behind Da Nang is huge, and that city is so beautiful, and there's a lot of history there. If you're interested in like the Vietnam War history, it's amazing. You definitely should check Hawaii out. The cost of living there, it was so affordable to the point where you didn't even need to check your bank account. You always knew you was never spending any more than $10 to $15 a day. And like in the UK, you step outside your door, money just vanishes, whereas in Vietnam it's the opposite. You don't even check. You just tap your card. And that's another good thing actually about Da Nang is everywhere accepts card. In the Philippines, it's a bit of a it's still a bit of pain in the butt. And to be honest, there's better quality expats in Da Nang as well. They're really high quality. But I know there has been some instances in the last couple of months of some guy travelled there and he robbed the store. So I think Da Nang's starting to attract a different crowd. But when I was there a couple of months back, there was amazing people there. So hopefully it doesn't get ruined. The bad things about Da Nang, the weather during rainy season is terrible. Like it honestly can rain for 3 weeks every single day. When we first got there, it rained for 3 weeks and we didn't even realise. We're thinking, why is the weather so bad? And it's freezing. We was wearing jumpers. It was because it was during rainy season. It literally rained for 3 weeks non-stop every single day. And another bad thing about Vietnam is the pollution in major cities in Ho Chi Minh. Like it fluctuates, but on bad days, if you've got lung problems, asthma, if you've got sensitive lungs, this is honestly going to cause you big problems, because I had to leave Ho Chi Minh to go back to Da Nang. And another pain is the language barrier. Like not everyone speaks English, so you might find that it's difficult to make strong connections with the locals, because you can't really communicate. Also, the visa runs are a pain because you got to get on a bus and then you got to travel for 3.5 hours and come all the way back, and it's honestly like a 10-hour trip just to renew your visa, whereas in the Philippines you can do it on the spot. And obviously another downside was there was no English breakfast, which I don't expect there to be English breakfast in Vietnam, but I would like a spot that just has one English breakfast. So just let me give you the actual numbers if you're thinking of moving there or going there or visiting or just traveling through. My second apartment in Da Nang cost me about $300 a month. Electric on top of that was about $30 to $40. My motorbike rental was $160 per month. And to fill the bike up, it costs between $3 to $4. If you're eating local, you can literally do $2 to $3 a meal. Maybe in less, actually less in some cases. Like $1.20 some places, in more local places. Western food is like $3 to $5, but it's so high quality. Honestly, the food there is so high quality in Da Nang. A coffee is like $1 or $2 for one of the best coffees you're ever gonna have. So total, I was spending between $600 to $1,000 per month. Compare that to the UK where I was paying hundreds of dollars per week, or $1,400 a month just on my rent. So Vietnam really let me live my life a little bit more and not worry about money or finances whatsoever. But yeah, Da Nang's good for you. It depends on the sort of person that you are. If you're someone who wants convenience, perfect infrastructure, and everyone speaking English, maybe choose Thailand instead. But it is a little bit more pricier. If you want the cheapest and most authentic Asian experience with amazing nature, amazing food, and a strong expat community, then Vietnam it is. I left Vietnam originally to explore the Philippines, but I would go back to Vietnam in a heartbeat, especially Da Nang. It's extremely underrated and it's so affordable. And if you put the effort into building a good friendship, you can honestly meet friends that you will have for a lifetime there. Just make sure you avoid the rainy season. But guys, thank you for watching the whole video. If you could like and subscribe, I would massively appreciate it. I'm going to be dropping more of these videos soon about all the places that I'm going to. I've got tons of knowledge. I've been so many places and I've never even documented it before. So there's so much more videos than this to come. So drop me a follow, drop me a like. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.